Tony D and Little Joan in the background, and this is your Screenwriter's Rant on The Gardener, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme as what else? A guy who kills a bunch of dudes. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. The links are in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 17, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. Remember that scene in Commando when Arnold gets trapped in the gardener shed and kills a bunch of dudes with gardening equipment? Yeah, I think this is this movie for about 90 minutes. The difference being it takes place in France, and, Jean-Claude is a gardener who's working for a dude who's been targeted by bad guys. There he is, Michael Youn. A movie by David Charhan. You can see all the gardening implements in the background of that still. Here, a baby gets tossed in the air. He has to say the baby. Here's my thoughts on Jean-Claude. Back in the 80s, Arnold was at the top, right? And, well, maybe Stallone you would count as an action guy. He was at the top. Bruce Willis, Arnold, and, a bunch of other guys. And somewhere down there was Jean-Claude Van Damme. No offense to anybody who's a fan. But, Jean-Claude, he's got great moves. There's no doubt. He could beat me up. I admit it. But he can't really act. He can act a little better now. You've been in enough movies. Eventually, you got to get a little better. But the bar was low, man. I mean, I remember Universal Soldier. Holy crap. A scene in which he has to remember how to eat again because apparently Universal Soldiers, didn't know how to eat or they forgot or some bizarre scene like that. And, a real actor maybe could have made that scene work. The thing is, a lot of times with Arnold, they would build the story or the character in such a way that he wouldn't really have to act, right? So like Terminator was perfect for Arnold. You're a robot. You only got about a couple dozen lines and they're all just like, I'll be back, Sarah Connor, whatever, give me your clothes. And but they seem to always give Jean-Claude Van Damme more than that, way past his ability to act. Even in Universal Soldier, which was really, I think it was meant to be kind of a knockoff of like Terminator, but it just didn't work because it required too much acting. It required like scenes where Jean-Claude would regain his humanity. It just wasn't going to work for a guy like Jean-Claude, who wasn't an actor first. He was a fighter first. He looked the part. He had the moves. And, acting-wise, Arnold was kind of the same way. But, again, they would, even in Predator and Commando, he wasn't a robot, but he was a dude who just killed a bunch of people. And most of the scenes were that. So, in this, I wouldn't get your hopes up too high, but it looks like most of the movie will be Jean-Claude killing a bunch of dudes. So this could actually work. He's a little long in the tooth, but it looks like he's back in shape for the movie. And, his moves still hold up, I think. Even at his age, I think he can do it. Yeah, I think he could do okay. I mean, it's a movie. There are some movie effects, but, he still has the moves. And the movie plot is, first act, there's this list of businessmen who for some reason will be killed if this organization decides to kill them. I'm not sure the reason. It's like a business exec death list or something. And Jean-Claude is the gardener for one of these dudes. Just so happens. Like he's a retired special forces dude in France or something. And so when the guys, they're killing all these guys, these hit squads just start killing dudes left and right. And then when they get to this guy's house, he's on the left, and Jean-Claude is listening intently as he tells him, oh, these guys are, he's telling him the plot of the movie. Of course, Jean-Claude saves his employer and kills everybody. But then they send more guys, and it goes on and on. Second act, they're trying to kill him and the guy and trying to figure out what's happening. Third act, they turn it all around, and Jean-Claude kills the main bad guy. The end. Not a bad, I mean, it's something that you could see Jason Statham in, something that Arnold probably couldn't do. Quite frankly, he'd look totally ridiculous as the gardener. You'd be like, huh? Why did you hire that giant gardener for some reason? And in fact, there was already a movie called The Gardener, but it was kind of a whole different deal. But similar in that the gardener was more than what he was supposed to be. Let's see if there's a write-up. No. Let's see if they explain this. I don't know if they explain this. There it is. Gardener. Is that the same one? No, that's a different one. See, it's a common name. And it even came out, even this one also came out the same year, 2025. Okay, there we go. Oh man, look at the poster. I love the poster. Look at this. That's a pretty, I gotta say, that's a pretty badass poster. Because the baby's in it. It looks like it's gonna be fun. Jean-Claude looks like he's having fun in this, so that poster alone just sold me on it. Serge holds a state secret. He, his family, and gardener Leo appear to be on a government death list. They attempt to devise a plan to stay alive. See, there's him. He's all scarred up from his special forces days. Director David Charhan. Writers David Charhan, Vincent de Bruce, and Sebastian Fechner. So, yeah, I think I would see this. I'll tell you, the poster really sold me because it looks fun. And looking at some of the trailer, that looks fun too. So it's not going to be just mindless killing. There's going to be a little play with the tension here, but it won't be so ridiculous, hopefully, that it'll undermine the reality of the piece. So yeah, okay. You sold me. You sold me on the poster. The Gardener. Jean-Claude Van-Damme is back, and he's killing dudes. And that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan somewhere behind me. Thanks for tuning in today. I will be at Unexpected Farm on Friday, starting at 5 p.m. till about 9, or until it gets dark, for the farm market there. Saturday, I'll be at the Williamstown Craft Fair from 10 to 4, and that should be fun. That's I think that's near the community center, just off of Church Road. So hope to see you there. We'll see you tomorrow.